Caruso runs a break. Caldwell Pope goes to the wing here. James! Oh!
Trying to play at the defensive end. Got blown by back.
Oh, yes!
Hook jam!
Harden, step back. Puts up the three. Got hit. Shot's good! And one!
Back this time here, Steph.
Oh, Russell Westbrook!
The big story that's been going on right now that everybody's been talking about is the Mavericks and Clippers series, which is my favorite series thus far. Last game proved to be why it is the best series going on right now, in my opinion. Last night we seen the Clippers and the Mavericks. Yesterday afternoon, I should say. It was a 3:30 game. The Mavericks and the Clippers played yesterday, and if you've seen Game 3, you've seen that Doncic, he suffered an injury to his ankle. Nothing too severe that made him go out of the game, but it was something that was very notable. People was questioning his ability, will he be able to play Game 4? And boy, did he come and play. He played Game 4. This man put up a 40-point triple-double. He's on an incredible run in this series, breaking records that I didn't even know was even there. Being like one of the youngest to score consecutive, 30 plus in consecutive games since Kareem or something. Is this these stats they're pulling out? Is Luka is just breaking these records, and it just goes to show that he might be on the path to be one of the greatest players going forward. The fact that he's doing this at an age younger than me now, that's crazy when I even think about it. These players are now younger than me. It just goes to show that he has what it takes to be a great player, especially with that shot that he took in the clutch at OT against Reggie Jackson, which I don't understand why. We're going to get into this right now. I don't understand why Reggie Jackson was guarding him on that play when it should have been a Kawhi Leonard or Paul George. Now, Paul George, who is not playing well this series at all. In the last 3 games of the series before Game 4, he was averaging 11.3 points, shooting 21% from the field, 16% from three-pointer, and 1 for 2 in the record. That was for the Clippers. Now they're 2-2. Now, as we see, I think when he updated it, that he is now shooting below at least 25%, and nobody's done that. I heard this morning. Yeah, nobody's done it since Bob Cousy. So Paul George obviously got to step it up for the Clippers to close out this series, because going into this series, I knew this wasn't going to be an easy series for the Clippers to begin with. The Mavericks literally have the highest offensive efficiency in the entire league. So, granted, people talk about all this great perimeter defense that the Clippers talk about, they brag about. Defense is so good, but when you are matched with greater offense, it's even harder to stop. So I think also with the Clippers, they need to buckle down and come together, because this is like one of the few times that they play together as a full team. They still not even in full capacity. Like Patrick Beverly's not even playing right now, so they don't even have the full team. And people might say that's a constant excuse. As a constant excuse that Clippers fans or people that talk about them use. It's like, oh, they're not full potential, and this and that. But in this type of series where we are now in the playoffs, because in regular season, yeah, I can see people argue that, but in playoffs is where this type of stuff and chemistry actually matters, because the amount of times these players play together it's showing. It's actually showing right now, as we see with the way they are playing. And I wouldn't say be inconsistent, because you have players like Kawhi Leonard, who's been playing very well throughout the series regardless. He's averaging 31 points throughout the series. He's still put on the show. But you have players like Paul George, who isn't playing the best he could be playing, and people are pointing to him just not being being a playoff no-show, which I can only defend you for so long, Paul. I can only defend you for so long, bro. You gotta do something. You gotta help me, because they was talking about you when you was in OKC, and I was like, nah, he's still good. Now you just Paul George gotta step up. I'm gonna be real. He just gotta step up. Come on, PG, step it up, man. Cause this is only the first round. We got 3 more rounds to go to get to that finals. Come on now, Paul. Yes, I'm a big Paul George fan, so obviously I'm rooting for this guy to get it together. So it's just crazy to see this type of thing happen. But like I said, I expected this to happen. I really did. I expected the series to be a very tough one. I see the series even going to 7 games. because it's Luka Doncic and Kristaps, who wasn't even playing. Or yeah, I think got taken out in Game 4. I didn't get to watch the full game because I was at work during the time. But I did watch when he actually hit the shot. And also with Kristaps Porzingis, he got ejected in Game 1. Many pointed out and said that, well, if he didn't get hurt or he didn't get ejected in Game 1, the Mavericks would have been up right now. They'd been up 3-1. People said that he should have been up 3-1. Because then also in Game 2, I think it was Game 2 where... Yeah, it was Game 2 with the fouls that was going on. I think that was happening, and people would say that the Mavericks should be up 3-1, but that's not the case. We are now seeing that it is 2-2. Clippers, I see them coming back and rallying and being able to go and beat the Mavericks in Game 7. Because, I mean, as much performance Luka Doncic is putting on right now, it's not their time. And if the Clippers get eliminated in the first round, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Let's just hope it's not get there because these Mavericks boys ain't bad themselves. They're not bad. But I just think compared to the Clippers as a roster, as a team as a whole, they shouldn't beat them. But this is the bubble environment. Anything can happen.